Connor, hopefully, Conte is getting some players to obviously bring in this January transfer window. I know last time we've spoken a bit about Pedro Porro, so I'm just going to leave him for now. Obviously, one's come out of the blue today, and that is Danjuma. So what's your thoughts on this kind of bit of news?
I think this is crazy. I think it is so out of the blue. It's so like, what? Like there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. There's all this stuff about him, doing interviews, about him doing all these photos, having everything, and then all of a sudden he is potentially a Tottenham player, and I'm like, what? Where has this come from? Is this a Conte signing? Is this a signing to appease the fans because we're all hating how it's another transfer window? We're 24 days into January and we've signed no one. And we're like, we have a winner here. How have we not backed him yet? It's really crazy, really, really crazy. And it's hard to sort of grasp what it is, really. I'm happy with it. I think he's a good player. I think he was good at Bournemouth. Yes, okay, it was in the Championship, and he's gone to Villarreal, and his stats were quite interesting last season as well. I think I do like it for the reason that it's a loan, but it doesn't surprise me that it's a loan because all we do is loans. We do not sign players. It's always a loan obligation to buy, always a loan with, maybe a little bit, and then it's just, yeah. It's a nice distraction from Porro. I'm very happy that we're not talking about Porro all the time because I'm bored of that transfer at this point because I'm expecting it to potentially collapse. So, I'm chuffed with it. And like with Ross saying as well, for you, I think you picked the worst time to start supporting us, Ross. Honestly, it's sort of been a downward trajectory, or maybe Jay would argue at a good time.
I was about to say, at least you saw Poch for the manager he was, Ross.
I was warned. I was warned about supporting Spurs, but
yeah.
I'm going to move on from Poch talk. I'm going to talk about obviously what David said. He's just a replacement for No Look Mora for at least 3. Oh, don't call him No Look Mora, David. Please don't. I like Lucas. But Jay, do you think that's probably
better than that?
I know. David's trying to wind me up. But Jay, do you think that's probably why we brought him in? Because I literally don't know where Lucas has gone. He's fallen off the face of the earth.
I think Lucas Moura again is one of those players that's coming to the end of his time, and I'd rather him not be in the squad and just disappear and have a nice farewell than Conte play him for playing him's sake and him be awful and the fans turn on him and forget all that he's done for the club and gave us arguably one of the best nights of our lives ever. Sorry, Holly. It's for me. Danjuma. Sorry, I've been playing FIFA too much. Danjuma is for me a weird signing. But the only thing I was really like, I don't think this is a good signing. What the hell are we doing? The only thing I looked at the substitutes from yesterday, and it's literally only Richarlison that can come on and change the game. And that for me changed my opinion of this signing because yes, it's a loan. But who are we going to bring on to change a game? He tore up Manchester United in the Europa League. It was Europa, in the Europa League. He tore him up in the Europa League, and has been doing okay for Villarreal. So, he's played in the Prem as well, so he's Prem ready, and he's probably got better since he left Bournemouth. Obviously, under Emery for a year or two, he's going to become a better player with better coaching. I just think impact sub, Decky picks up a knock or whatever. And then, because if you think if Decky, Son or Kane picks up a knock, obviously Richarlison will fill whichever gap he fills there. Then we've got no game changers on the bench whatsoever. So I'm happy with it. He's not a game. He's a good player. I like watching him. I think he's got a lot of potential. Do I think he's ready? No, but I think he's a game changer. And probably what we needed. But again, like you've said about 600 times today, Holly, not on the podcast, just in general, he's not a defender.
He's not a defender. And that's literally brings me on to the next point, Jay. I feel like you've been scrubbing on how I do these shows. But Ross, Jay makes a good point. Obviously, Danjuma's great. I get your thoughts on Danjuma, but I just need a defender of some description, please.
Yeah, we do. We got to shore that up. I mean, Dyer and Romero's great. I mean, we all love that. And Davis, he does his job. He's not perfect, but I mean, you can rely on him a little more than some others, I think. But Dyer, like I said, there's certain guys that have charges of good play. And once those charges are used up, then it's over. Sanchez is like that too. But he did all right yesterday. He didn't do too terrible. But we definitely could use some depth there because who else do we have? We've got Longley and we got Tanganga, who's kind of been shaky, and Sanchez. That's it. We definitely need more than that, especially with the defensive woes that we've been having.
Yeah, definitely. I think it just winds me up looking at our back line all the time, and the fact that, like you keep saying, Connor, we're 24 days into this January transfer window, and we literally keep saying that we're getting Pedro Porro, and we still haven't got him over the line. Doesn't make you happy for any other signings, does it?
Oh, do you know what? Honestly, I hate the transfer window. I hate it now. I officially hate it because. Well, I love it it's great to see what's going on with other teams, but I hate it supporting this football club because it's just, so frustrating. And you know what? We might end up having a deadline day like we used to have where we might go and get all right, we're not going to go and get a Ryan Nelson and a Louis Zaha again, that would be crazy.
That's a good reference. I'll write that one.
But yeah, I'm bored. I keep saying I'm bored of it, but I am bored of it. I really am. I'm bored of this defense, which did well yesterday, so I don't want to slate them too much, but they are not good enough. They are not sustainable enough, and Porro is there for the taking. No one else is in for him. Get it done before Chelsea come in, like they have for every single player at the minute. Do you know what I mean? It's just not worth it. We're haggling over a couple of million. We are haggling over a couple of million. I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah,
I just hope we do something, like I say, hopefully something happens and we somehow spark into life and get the defenders we need, and get Danjuma over the line.